Joshua Cowlard. Sorry. So let's take a look at this, guys. Remember, we're coming into this looking for archetypes that are going to be slightly touched or untouched going into the new data slates. We know pretty much just Orks and a couple Trukks went up. So, and Squig Boys, right? So we got Captain Bagrook, Maz, Edwap, Skill Chopper, Follow Me Led, War Boss on Bike, Super Cyborg Body. So we're seeing the transition from the Death Killer Wartrag, War Boss on Bike, way smaller base, way easier to hide. Of course, like I said, with Eldar coming around, maybe you want the Flamer, maybe you still want the tiny base, right? We have Beast Snagga Boyz, Beast Snagga Boyz, boys. So you do not see a Beast Boss, you know, for that unit. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trukk, Flash Git, 2, 3 units of Gretchen, 1 big unit of Nobz, 1 big unit of Squig Boys, 2 Storm Boys units. So he's putting Flash Gits, Nobz, boys, and then 2 units of Beast Snagga Boyz into Trukks and just moving them up the field. Again, we see the Trukk Mob without as many spam. You don't see the big tracks. You don't see all max amount 6 Trukks. He still wanted elite infantry to get the job done. He needed the scalpel. He needed the firepower from the Flash Gits. He needed the Mob on Smash Squig and the Edwapa Skill Chopper. I still think we wanted in our toolkit because some armies are still going to try and just stat check you, or they're going to need to meet you in the middle with their elite infantry, and you're going to have the tools with the Squig Boys, let's say against Custodes, where you need to be able to hit them hard, maybe actually survive a clap back a little bit here and there, and actually chip down these units and maybe even out OC them when you can. And Squig Boyz actually give you that potential. Malzrog as well is another unit where he didn't get hit in the data slate. He's going to stick around. War Boss on Warbike is just, you know, Super Cyborg Body just turns this auto advancing 6 unit into an automatic priority for your enemies. Also, the Death Killer Wartrag, why I appreciate him is he has 1 more OC, which if he's by himself, that matters. But when you have the bikers, I guess you don't really worry about that as much. So this guy's having good activations, good board control. He's throwing the bike up the field automatically where he wants the enemy to be distracted, staging his elite infantry trucks behind the vehicle, behind the buildings that he can, putting the other ones out as bait. If they get blown up, they disembark. He gets to run up the field and attack with them. Maybe he disembarks his elite infantry so he can pop Here We Go nowadays. Not sure about that, but we got to keep that in mind too, because he does have Follow Me Lad, so he can chuck up the field as soon as he disembarks. So I love that. Again, so you're seeing on all these great lists that they're bringing Follow Me Lad. So if you're ever feeling like a cheap get, just know that the biggest bosses are using it. So So his first matchup, he's going into Necrons. So one of the soon-to-be meta bullies, as people are predicting. We'll see what Orks got to say about that, right? Chronomancers, Plasmancers, Royal Warden, Technomancers, Silent King. The only thing here is the Royal Warden actually allows them to fall back and shoot. Normally, why Orks just swarm Necrons and just tag them, and that's why we beat them so easily, or at least the majority of the time. We have like a 60% win rate into them at the time of this recording. We'll see how that looks in about 3 weeks, right? And then the Silent King, you know, I think he could be better, but it is what it is. Immortals, 20 units of Necron Warriors, Annihilation Barge, bunch of swarms, spiders, some Wraith, Crypto Thralls, Destroyers, Tomb. So it's not really the most Necron list, but it's okay because we see Necron players are still trying to figure it out. So going into the second matchup, we have Grey Knights. So again, Grey Knights, like I said before, there's a skill thing. Castle and Crow, Caldor Drago, Champion, Brotherhood Champion. Oh, okay. Hello, brother. Brotherhood Chaplain, Triple Librarians, Terminators, Brotherhood, more Strike Squad, Purifier Squad, more Terminators, and then a Grey Knight Rhino. This guy's running Hero Hammer. It is what it is. Like I said, if you know the rules, you can pretty much just outmaneuver them, put them in places they don't want to be so they can't outscore you. How that matchup's going to look in the future depends on where Orc players start to lean into, right? And that's also why I said I don't know about Grey Knights. Mega Nobz is because another army like Grey Knights can kind of start to dismantle those guys. Yeah, they don't really pop our transports well. So the Dread Knights kind of help them with that. So that's where we start to think, what's going to happen here? Now we have Space Marines with Space Wolves. This could either be hilarious or actually intimidating. Let's see. We have Harald Deathwolf, Judiciar, Lieutenant with the Combi Bolter, Wolfguard Battle Leader on Thunderwolf, Wolfguard Battle Leader on Thunderwolf, Wolfguard Battle Leader on Thunderwolf. Intercessors, that's most likely where this was Judiciar, I would think, is going. Maybe. Let's see. And then Impulsor, Intercessor Squad with Jump Packs again, Fenrisian Wolves, Hellblaster, that's with Lieutenant maybe. Inceptor, Infiltrators, Repulsors, and then here the Thunderwolf Calves. You know, he tried to do what he is to do. Orcs just having a great job into that. Squigs, we can take the charge from them. We charge them down. We mess them up. Our Nobz fight on death on them. We messed them up. So, you know, Orcs weren't really worried about that one. Now, here in his fourth matchup, what is funny about this, like, did I miss it? Maybe I should have missed. No, that was it. That was his third matchup. So in his fourth matchup, he's going into an actual green skin fight. So we got Captain Badrock, Mazaz Scragbag, triple War Bosses, War Boss and Mega Armor with Follow Me Lads, War Boss in Warbike with Super Cyborg Body and Zagrot Wartsnegger. So we have a bunch of War Bosses. So this boy is probably going to have multiple activations with smaller units. And he has the scouting capability. 1 unit of Beast Snagga Boyz, which is not with a character, so just keep that in mind. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 Flash Kids, Gretchen, Mega Nobz with Twin Kill Sauce, Nobz. So 3 5-man units of Nobz with that 1 big unit of Mega Nobz, followed by 2 units of Storm Boys. So a lot of the time with Orks is who hits first, who hits harder, who can retain this and that. And I want to know what happens with these flash gates. I think flash gates also matter a lot in the orc on orc matchup. So if either of you kids come out and here see this, give me a shout out. Let me know what happened there, because Joshua ended up putting up some really high scores against all of that. So I'd really love to see that. You guys had similar lists. Great job by Joshua there for the War Boss coming out on top. Now, his last matchup where he did end up losing, it was against CSM with Abaddon the Spoiler, the Dark Commune. You know, the Dark Commune went up in points. And then Abaddon the Spoiler did not go up in points, but he might actually start seeing play if, you know, people still decide to play CSM competitively after how nasty they just got hit nerf, right? So great job by Joshua Cowlard